take one step without thinking, not fast. The floor knows where I'm going, it lets me pass. Light stretches across the room like it's awake. Nothing asks me to hurry, I just take. No signal pushing my back, no reason to hold me back. Everything feels ready enough. A little more forward than before, that's all. I don't need a bigger move or a call. A little more forward than before, I stay clear. Awake, aligned and steady right here. The street keeps time with footsteps soft and clean. I hear a rhythm underneath what I mean. The work doesn't change its nature, it flows. This is how momentum grows when it's slow. No rush to get ahead, no fear of where I'll land. Everything keeps moving as planned. A little more forward than before, and that's fine. I don't trade my focus for the sign. A little more forward than before, I remain. Awake, aligned and present in my lane. If the pace lifts just a bit, I allow. I don't turn it into pressure or nor now. There's balance in a gentle push that stays kind. Enough motion to stay sharp in mind. The desk is closer than it was, a chair moves in. I sit with what I brought today and begin. This is how the hours start to respond. I don't chase the rhythm I'm on. No drifting off, no extra drive. Breathing even fully alive. A little more forward than before, I stay intact. Awake, aligned and steady in this act. Forward enough, enough, enough. The light turns gold along the wall. Not dramatic, just enough. The room feels softer than before, but nothing's getting rough. Cups are lighter in my hand. Tasks begin to understand. I don't push them to the end. They follow where I stand. No impatience in my chest. No need to label this as rest. Everything can slow its tone without feeling overgrown. Late afternoon knows my name and says it quietly. Nothing here feels out of frame. Nothing rushes me. Late afternoon, the edges blur, but not my sight. I stay awake, I stay composed in this warmer light. Conversations lower pitch, like they've learned the time. Laughter fades to something small, but never leaves the line. I reread what I once rushed, fixed the parts that asked for trust. This is where the work feels kind to the back of Shadows stretch but do not fall, they rest against the floor. The clock speaks less than it did an hour or two before. I save my work, not from fear, but because the close is near. Nothing pulls me from this place, nothing asks for haste. No drifting thoughts, no heavy sound, no sense of winding down. Breathe in, even posture right, aware, upright. Late afternoon knows my name, and that feels fair. I don't disappear inside it, I remain aware. Late afternoon, the day exhales but doesn't end. I stay awake inside this frame until it bends. Late afternoon, still here. Morning holds a steady sound. Nothing lives and nothing drowns. Light is even, air is warm. Nothing changes the tone this morn. I don't tune what's settled right, everything is softly aligned. The desk is still, the screen is clear. Nothing urgent enters here. Light rests softly on the page. Same calm tone, the same calm stage. I don't adjust and I don't hone. Let the morning keep its tone. There's no shift I need to make. Nothing here requires a break. I don't bend and I don't groan. Nothing changes the tone. Nothing changes the tone. No correction, nothing thrown. I don't hurry, I don't wait. Everything aligns its weight. Time moves gently, wide and slow. Focus stays where it should go. Nothing changes the tone. This is how the mornings know. Coffee rests beside my hand, like it understands the plan. Outside hums in distant tone. Inside stays completely known. Thoughts arrive and gently rest. Nothing here needs to be pressed. I don't gather, I don't choose. Let them move the way they move. I don't listen for a cue. Morning stays exactly true. Nothing needs to be reshown. Nothing changes the tone. Nothing changes the tone. No correction, nothing thrown. I don't hurry, I don't wait. Everything aligns its weight. Time moves gently, wide and slow. Focus stays where it should go. Nothing changes the tone. This is how the mornings know. Work continues smooth and light. No resistance left in sight. I remain with what is near. Not distracted, not severe. Breathing even, posture light. Attention stays within sight. In this calm I clearly see. Consistency carries me. I don't need to raise the sound. This alignment holds the ground. Every quiet moment spent keeps the balance permanent. Light remains and so do This is how the morning stays, tuned in gentle, even ways. Nothing changes the tone, no correction, nothing thrown. I don't hurry, I don't wait. Everything aligns its weight. Time moves gently, wide and slow. Focus stays where it should go. Nothing changes the tone. This is how the morning's known. Morning keeps the even tone. Nothing altered, nothing blown. Calm remains, the work goes on. Nothing changes the tone at dawn. The room barely breathes at all, but nothing feels asleep. Every sound is clean and small, every thought runs deep. Lights stay fixed, a steady glow, no shadows trying to grow. This is where the quiet learns what it can hold. No drifting off, no losing thread, no softness in my head. Every sense is clear and set, not bent. The quiet sharpens everything I touch, I see, I know. Nothing dulls the edge of thought, nothing moves too slow. The quiet sharpens everything, and I stay clear. I remain awake inside this calm, with nothing to fear. A page turns once, then stays still, like it's found its line. I don't push against the will of this focused time. The clock no longer leads the room, it simply keeps its place. This is where attention moves without a trace. No pressure pulling at my side, no urge to dim the light. Everything aligns and stays this way. The quiet sharpens everything, the words, the space, the air. I don't disappear inside, I'm fully here. The quiet sharpens everything, and I remain awake, composed, exact in this domain. If the world holds still tonight, I don't mistake it for a sign. Nothing ends, nothing breaks, nothing more I need to take. There's a power in this edge, not excitement, not a pledge, just the calm that lets me see clearly. Outside fades to almost none, inside stays defined. I move from thought to thought alone, but never left behind. This is where precision lives without demand. I give my focus room to stand by my own hand. No heaviness behind my eyes, no need to compromise. Breathing steady posture, tight, aware tonight. The quiet sharpens everything, and that feels right. I don't trade this clarity for softer light. The quiet sharpens everything. I stay intact. I remain awake, aligned inside this act. Quiet sharpens, I stay. The day leans a little warmer, not bright, not bold, just enough light to feel the hold. The desk feels the same, but softer. A screen, a note, a gentle order. Nothing asking me to relax, nothing pushing me to act. Outside the street reflects more light, still controlled just right. The city hasn't changed its pace, just home. I don't shift how I'm working, I don't stop. The day leans warmer on top. There's no signal in the change, no cue to name. Everything continues just the same. The day leans a little warmer, I stay. I move through the late afternoon this way. No softness breaking my focus, no charm. The day leans a little warmer and works. It works. Screens glow neutral, slightly gold. Messages arrive, still control. They don't slow the line of thought, they pass. Keys repeat the same pattern, not rushed, not slow, but the space between the sounds feels whole. Time doesn't loosen the structure, it assists, it lets the late afternoon continue, adjusted. If I lean in, the balance stays. If I pause, nothing fades. Everything keeps holding form as it plays. The day leans a little warmer, I stay. I move through the late afternoon this way. No softness breaking my focus, no charm. The day leans a little warmer and works. The cup is empty, focus firm. The air feels clearer, less stern. I don't call this comfort, it's not. Outside clouds take softer shape, still no cue to stop, neither do I. I'm steady still. One small task, then one again, no cue to transform. This is how the late afternoon works when warmth enters form. I don't need the warmth emotional, I don't need it deep. If it stays this practical, I keep. No rise, no fall, no slowing on, just warmth. thoughts breaking my focus. No charm. The day leans a little warm and works. Leans warmer. I stay. Leans warmer this way. The afternoon continues, slightly changed. The day moves at a human speed, not fast, not slow. Light stays close to what I need and lets me go. The desk feels steady, nothing sharp. A cup, a page, a quiet start. Nothing asking me to keep up, nothing pushing me apart. Outside the street repeats its tone. Footsteps spaced and measured. The city moves like it remembers how to be gentle. I don't race the next few hours. I don't test what comes next. I stay inside the simple flow that does its best. There's no demand in the air, no reason to exceed. Everything arrives on time at a human speed. The day moves at a human speed. I stay, I move through the open hours this way. No pull towards something faster, no need to compete. The day moves at a human speed, and so do I. So do I. Screens glow soft in waiting light. Messages arrive and rest. They don't lean into my space. They don't request my best. Keys repeat a gentle rhythm, not fast enough to rush. Thoughts appear then drift away without a push. Time doesn't narrow what I do. It stays wide and kind. It lets me work the way I work without a line. If I slow, the pace remains. If I pause, nothing breaks. Everything keeps holding form at this rate. The day moves at a human speed. I stay, I move through the open hours this way. No pull towards something faster, no need to compete. The day moves at a human speed, and so do I. Coffee cools beside my hand, steam thinning into air. I don't hurry what remains, it stays right there. Outside clouds don't organize, they drift without a plan. Neither do I, not just yet. I'm working where I am. One small task, then one again. No cue to accelerate. This is how the middle holds a livable rate. I don't need the time to race, I don't need it fast. If it stays exactly like this, I'll last. No rise, no fall, no sudden plea, just moving easily. The day moves at a human speed. I stay, I move through the open hours this way. No pull towards something faster, no need to compete. The day moves at a human speed, and so do I. Human speed, I stay. Human speed this way. The day feels livable, and I move with it. The day responds without pushing. It hears and stays. No signal rays, no pressure, just space. The desk feels steady in reply. A cup, a screen, a passing thought. Nothing asking me to hurry, nothing forcing what I've got. Outside the street hums gently now, closer but still polite. The city answers in its own way, never tight. I don't raise my pace to meet it, I don't pull it near. I let the day respond to me right here. There's no demand in the air, no call I need to take. Everything replies softly in place. The day responds without pushing. I stay, I move through the afternoon this way. No pressure added to my motion, no need to rush. The day responds without pushing, and I trust. I trust. Screens glow on with satellite, messages arrive just right. They don't interrupt the rhythm, they align. Keys repeat a patient line, not rush, not slow. Thoughts feel answered as they come, like they know. Time doesn't challenge what I do, it stays beside. It lets the afternoon continue wide. If I lean in, the balance stays. If I pause, nothing breaks. Everything keeps holding form at this pace. The day responds without pushing. I stay, I move through the afternoon this way. No pressure added to my motion, no need to rush. The day responds without pushing, and I trust. I trust. The cup is empty, focus full. The air feels calm and usable. I don't miss the morning edge, it's still here. Outside, clouds move gently on, no sign to fall, neither do I. I'm steady still. One small task, then one again, no cue to escalate. This is how the afternoon works when it reciprocates. I don't need the day to press, I don't need it loud. If it meets me where I am, I'm allowed. No rise, no fall, no sudden shove, just staying in the given love. The day responds without pushing. I stay, I move through the afternoon this way. No pressure added to my motion, no need to rush. The day responds without pushing, and I trust. I trust. Response, I stay. Response this way. The afternoon answers and I continue. The effort finds its place. No push, no pull. It lands where it should and stay you soon. The desk feels ready, unchanged. The screen, a note, a working range. Nothing asking me to emphasize, nothing thinning what I apply. Outside the street keeps even sound present, but not profound. The city works in quiet layers all around. I don't aim the next intention, I don't brace. I let the effort find its place and stay. There's no tension in the step, no angle to defend. Everything aligns on contact again. The effort finds its place. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No force shaping the outcome, no need to race. The effort finds its place and works. It works. Screens glow new neutral, clear and calm. Messages arrive with form, they don't crowd my attention, they pass. Keys repeat a measured line, not rush, not slow. Thoughts attached to what I'm doing like they know. Time doesn't argue with motion, it assists. It lets the late afternoon continue consistent. If I lean in, the structure stays. If I pause, nothing frays. Everything keeps holding form as it plays. The effort finds its place. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No force shaping the outcome, no need to race. The effort finds its place and works. The cup is empty, focus firm. The air feels clear and serviceable. I don't search for a better angle, this is it. Outside clouds move on their line, no cue to fall, neither do I. I'm steady still, one small task and one again. No cue to replace, this is how the late afternoon works. When effort finds place, I don't need the effort louder, I don't need it fast. If it lands exactly like this, I'll last. No rise, no fall, no sudden pace, just stay in place. The effort finds its place. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No force shaping the outcome, no need to race. The effort finds its place and works, finds its place. I stay, finds its place this way, yeah. This way. The afternoon continues, settled. A flow remains available. No lock, no fade. It stays where the work is, ready and plain. The desk feels open, not wide. A screen and note, a steady sight. Nothing asking me to elevate, nothing pulling me to hesitate. Outside the street keeps usable sound, present but not around. The city hums and working tones undown. I don't buy the next minute, I don't save it back. I let the flow remain available, on track. There's no gate in the hour, no edge to negotiate. Everything stays accessible, left is right. The flow remains available. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No channel closing unexpectedly, no need to label. The flow remains available and steady. And steady. Screens grow neutral, clear and still. Messages arrive, then fulfill. They don't crowd my attention, they pass. Keys repeat a measured line, not rush, not slow. Thoughts align with what I'm doing, like they know. Time doesn't fence what I'm building, it allows and lets the late afternoon continue unbowed. If I lean in, the structure stays. If I pause, nothing frays. Everything keeps holding form as it plays. The flow remains available. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. I channel closing unexpectedly, no need to label. The flow remains available and steady. The cup is empty, focus firm. The air feels clear and serviceable. I don't search for a threshold, there isn't one outside. Clouds move on a line, no cue to fall, neither do I. I'm steady still, one small pass, then one again, no cue to disable. This is how the late afternoon works when flow's available. I don't need the flow protected, I don't need it rare. If it stays open like this, I'm there. No rise, no fall, no sudden gain, just staying open. Flow remains available, I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No channel closing on the spot to lead, no need to label. Flow remains available, I stay, remains available this way. The work continues open. Open. The focus adjusts without effort. No shift, no strain. It recalibrates and stays the same. The desk feels steady, unchanged. A screen and not a workable range. Nothing asking me to compensate, nothing pulling me to hesitate. Outside, the street looks a shade more clear. Still measured, still near. The city sharpens gently, not loud. I don't correct my attention, I don't try, let the focus adjust on its own line. There's no instruction in the change, no cue to respond. Everything continues clearly beyond. The focus adjusts without effort. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No warmth demanding awareness, no claim. The focus adjusts without effort and works. Screens glow neutral, softly warm. Messages arrive with form. They don't widen or narrow thought, they pass. Keys repeat a measured line, not rushed, not slow. The space between the actions feels whole. Time doesn't rename the process, it assists, it lets the late afternoon continue unforced. If I lean in, the balance stays. If I pause, nothing sways. Everything keeps holding form as it plays. The focus adjusts without effort. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No warmth demanding awareness, no claim. The focus adjusts without effort. The cup is empty, focus firm. The air feels warmer, still serviceable. I don't register the change, it's fine. Outside clouds thin and hold, still no cue to stop, neither do I. I'm steady still. One small task, then one again, no cue to refine. This is how the late afternoon works when focus settles. I don't need the focus sharper, I don't need it wide. If it adjusts exactly like this, I'm aligned. No just without effort. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No warmth, demanding awareness, no claim. The focus adjusts without effort and works, adjusts without effort. I stay, adjust without effort this way. The afternoon continues, calibrated. Take hours, only 4. They wait, balanced and play. They stay the level on the wall. No moment pushing it all. The desk feels settled, nothing sharp. A cup, a page, a quiet stir. Nothing asking me to move ahead, nothing pulling what I said. Outside the street keeps gentle time, footsteps spaced on forced sound. The city moves like it knows how to stay around. I don't scan the next few hours, I don't angle what comes next. I stay inside the present, spin that hasn't been this. There's no pressure in the air, no cue I need to chase. Everything stays usable at this pace. The hours don't lean forward, I stay, I move through the open hours this way. Don't future target my focus, no moment asking more. The hours don't need 4, then I don't either anymore. Anymore. Screens glow soft in waiting tones. Messages arrive and rest. They don't lean into my space, they wanna crush my desk. Keys on Peter, gentle with them, not fast enough to wash. Sparks appear then drift away without a push. Time doesn't narrow what I do, it stays wide and kind. And that's me work the way I work without a line. If I snow, the roar remains. If I press, nothing breaks. Everything keeps holding form at this rate. The hours don't lean forward, I stay, I move through the open house this way. No future tugging at my focus, no moment asking more. The hours don't lean forward, and I don't either anymore. Particles beside my hands, steam thinning into air. I don't hurry with runnings, it stays right there. Outside clouds unorganized, they drip without a plan. Neither do I, not just yet. I'm working where I am. One small task, then one again. No cue to calculate. This is how the middle holds the balance weight. I don't need the time to pull, I don't need it tight. If the hours can stay neutral, so might I. No rise, no fall, no sharper score, just staying where I'm for. moves before I try. Nothing starts and nothing ends. Calm is already passing by, like a breath I don't defend. I sit inside what's underway. Not a start, not a delay. Screen is on, the page is still. Everything aligns by will. Libraries where it always goes. Same soft angle, same soft tone. I don't wait to settle in. Calm was moving when I came. There's no shift I need to make. Nothing here I need to take. I arrive where things align. Already moving, already fine. Calm, already in motion. No resistance, no devotion. I don't push and I don't spoil. I just move with what I know. Time flows gently, clearing wide. I remain right here inside. Calm, already in motion. This is how the focus holds. Coffee rests beside my hand, like a moment that was planned. Outside passes without weight. Inside nothing needs to wait. Thoughts appear without a call, then they settle, one and all. I don't gather, I don't chase. Let them move at their own pace. I don't need a name to state. This alignment doesn't fade. Morning keeps the quiet rule. Everything is usable. Calm, already in motion. No resistance, no delusion. I don't push and I don't spoil. I just move with what I know. Time flows gently, clear and wide. I remain right here inside. Calm, already in motion. This is how the focus holds. Work continues without sound, like a wheel already round. No adjustment left to do. Everything is simply true. Breathing, even posture light. Attention stays within sight. In this calm I clearly see. Motion doesn't hurry me. I don't need to sit more clear. This is movement without fear. Every second softly spins, keeps the rhythm permanent. Light remains and so do I. Neither rushing, neither shy. This is how the morning stays. Moving calm through open days. This is how the focus holds. Morning moves without a sign. Calm and work are intertwined. Nothing added, nothing torn. I continue as before. fall. Morning rest where it belongs, nothing rushed and nothing wrong. Light is steady, air is mild, everything stays reconciled. I don't move what's already still, nothing here resists the will. The desk remains, the screen is clear, everything I need is here. Light rests softly on the floor, same as moments just before. I don't reach and I don't pace, let things stay right in their place. There's no reason to adjust, nothing here is built on rush. I don't shift and I don't brace, everything stays in its place. Everything stays in place, no correction, no erase. I don't hurry, I don't race, everything aligns this way. Time moves gently, wide and slow, focus stays where it should go. Everything stays in place, this is how the calm behaves. Coffee rests beside my hand, like it understands the plan. Outside hums in distant tone, inside stays completely known. Thoughts arrive then gently rest, nothing here needs to be pressed. I don't gather, I don't choose, let them move the way they move. I don't ask what should be more, nothing missing on this floor. Morning holds the steady space, everything stays in its place. Everything stays in place, no correction, no erase. I don't hurry, I don't race, everything aligns this way. Time moves gently, wide and slow, focus stays where it should go. Everything stays in place, this is how the calm behaves. Work continues, smooth and still, no resistance in the will. I remain with what is near, not distracted, not severe. Breathing even, posture light, attention stays within sight. In this calm I clearly see, stability is carrying me. I don't need a stronger hold, this position doesn't fold. Every quiet moment spent keeps the balance permanent. Light remains and so do I, neither rushing, neither shy. This is how the morning stays, set in calm and steady ways. Everything stays in place, no correction, no erase. I don't hurry, I don't race, everything aligns this way. Time moves gently, wide and slow, focus stays where it should go. Everything stays in place, this is how the calm behaves. Morning holds the settled space, nothing moves out of its place. Calm remains, the work goes on, everything stays as time moves on.